We continue with adding further properties to the concepts that we created in VocBench, such as labels, notes, definitions. Select the project that you would like to edit from the top left. Click on Access, and then click on Data to see the list of concepts. In the previous session, we created a new test concept and also a child concept. So we are going to add further properties to these concepts. We select from the list the concept that we would like to edit. And here you see that we added only one lexicalization for now, so one preferred label in English. Now I would like to add some translations, so other languages. Click on the plus button next to this COS-Excel pref label and add the value, the label in other languages. We'll add, for example, in German, the label. I select German from the list and I click on OK. If I would like to add also multiple labels at the same time, it's also possible. Click on, again, the plus button of Add, select the language, on the plus button next to the language. And now I can continue with adding also in other languages. Click on again the plus button and then you can continue, so you don't have to click on OK and go back to the plus button every time. After you add the last language, don't forget to click again on the plus button and only after press OK. And now you see that all of the languages that I typed are added. Here there is a setting that you can apply again in the preferences if you would like to show the flags of the languages, or if you prefer displaying the two-letter language code. Go to the preferences, click on the avatar on the right, select the preferences, and if you scroll down, you will see this option about showing the flags or showing the language code. So if I deselect this one, then I will see only the language codes. And if I go back to data, and if I refresh the screen, again with the update button, then I will see the language codes instead of the flags. For adding alternative labels, so synonyms or acronyms, other language variants, you can click on the lexicalizations next to the lexicalizations button, add lexicalization. So it's the yellow rectangle on the right of the screen, add lexicalization, and here you can select the other types of labels that are available in SCOS, such as the alternative label, which are synonyms or acronyms, and also the hidden label. The hidden labels are used for displaying typos, orthographical errors, or orthographical variants that are not published, not displayed. But if somebody is searching for those, because maybe they make a mistake in the search, then they can again be redirected to the preferred label, so to the right concept. So for adding an alternative label, so a synonym, I click on OK. I add the value. I select again the language. I can add multiple, such as last time, and I click on OK. And you will see that now I have a new field displayed, alternative label. And if I would like to continue adding further languages in the alternative labels, I can just click on the plus button again and continue as I showed before. We continue with adding further properties to the concepts that we created in VocBench, such as notes, definitions, and other properties. Select the project from the list of projects, access it and click on Data. Select the concept that you would like to edit. We already added some lexicalizations, preferred and alternative labels, and now we continue with the notes. Click on the yellow button next to the section of the notes on the right, and expand the SCOS node property, here you can see the sub-properties of the SCOS node, all the types of nodes that you can add to a SCOS project. The mostly used property is the definition, which covers the meaning of the concept, but you can further specify the definition with other types, such as the change node for the changes over the history of the concept, the editorial node, which is only for internal editorial purposes, they are not published. Examples: history notes and scope notes. The scope notes cover the usage of the concept. So now I select the definition, and here I have to select the range, which is normally two types, the resource or the literal. Here we also have a custom field. The resource points to another concept or to another class, so this is not used in case of literal values. For the notes and for the lexicalizations, we use the literal range. So I push OK. By default, it's going to select the language string as the format of the definition, means that it will have a literal value in a string and also a language that is assigned to the literal value. I will just type a test definition. I select the language as English and I click OK. And then you will see the definition in the list of nodes. If you would like to add another type of node, click on the yellow button and then you can select, for example, the change node. Or if you would like to add other definitions in other languages, you can just click on the plus button next to the SCOS definition field, select again the literal, specify the language, and then type the definition. Now, if we continue with the other properties, which is the next section in the resource view, click on the blue button next to the other properties field. Here by default, you see only a few, but if you select show all, you will see all the available properties from the available ontologies in the project. In a SCOS project, by default, you will see the RDF, the OWL, and the SCOS properties, of course. But you can also upload other ontologies and reuse the properties from those. So now I'm just going to select one, for example, the RDFS comment. Again, it's going to display by default the language string. I add the value, select the language, click on OK. Then in the list of other properties, I will see my comment. Then you can further continue with exploring the other properties in the project and adding different other metadata to the concept.